So the people are gonna look up Tubes Incorporated.
Yeah. They'll be quickly bored to death by heat exchanger tubes.
I thought it was like river floating tubes.
Tubes
That's what
Incorporated
I thought when I first saw
Apparel.
it.
Hey. Starting my own company here.
You know how we operate here now. You're gonna go start Tubes Incorporated Apparel.
Yeah. I'll pull from y'all's shipping pool here. Hey, y'all wanna come work over at Tubes Inc?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Yee podcast. Tyler and I are wearing the same shirt. Matt and Stu both have mustaches. Stu looks like Mario today. I'm just going to go ahead and address that straight up. Tubes Incorporated hat. Why?
He told me to wear it, so
We weren't supposed to talk about it.
it wasn't supposed to be talked about.
Well,
but
Brian
now-
can cut that out then. Brian, please put a picture of Mario next to Stu's face, just so everyone can see the resemblance. How is shipping going in the warehouse with fall orders?
Good.
Do we have
It's
updates
been going
on that?
good. We've been busting them out every day we're here.
Tyler was in the warehouse all last week.
Stu
Which I
hit
think-
300 on Friday.
Yeah,
We did.
I'm pretty close to 200 today, so
He's an animal,
yeah.
shipping them left and right.
we're getting
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah, Tyler, you
No.
said that it was pretty helpful to be back there because you and I hadn't been back there shipping in a while, and it's helpful to go and see the process. For those that don't know, we're always
Well,
trying to like work
We
on
need
our
help, so
process.
that was the main thing.
Yeah.
And, seeing the process and see if we can get better in any ways is always good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on today. We're shipping out all of the pre-ordered concealed carry jackets, right?
Yeah.
And then hopefully we can get all of those knocked out in a day. So if you ordered one of those, that's what Stu and Matt are not shipping right now. Otherwise, your order might be to you already, but it is not because we're doing this podcast. So tomorrow we're doing shirt of the month, which is a little late this week. So if you're part of the shirt of the month club, we have an awesome shirt this month, which is glow in the dark. So you can go in a dark room and see the glow, which is pretty sick. We've never done that before. And then later on this week, we should be completely caught up on orders. So if you have an order and it's taken forever, I'm so sorry. We are understaffed. We're trying to work on it, and we're going to try to get all the orders out this week. Tour dates, anything new with tour, Tyler? Any updates on the Granger Smith tour front?
No, we had to take off the Royal Oak, Michigan show because there was just too many restrictions and stuff, and we didn't want to do that to our fans. So we'll be back in Michigan, trying to find places that don't. Not many places are putting those restrictions on the venues, but doing our best to avoid those and just play freedom shows.
I like it.
Did you guys go to the show in local here? Where was that, Georgetown?
We did.
Cedar Park.
Yep.
How was
Yeah.
that?
It was awesome.
It was great.
It was a good concert.
Yeah,
I just
really
saw.
good.
I didn't get to go. I was out of town, but I just saw videos of the guys playing cornhole by the buses, and I was like, "Of course they're playing cornhole."
It's a way of
I
life.
saw Stu drinking. I was like, I'm going to stay sober so I can crush him later.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
No, right now I'm in a slump, so I'm pretty sure anybody can beat me right now. So
I'm not as serious as you guys with it, but I was at a fundraising event this weekend, and there's cornhole boards in the backyard.
did you have
And
the
just
itch?
part of me just like gets triggered when I see them now. It's not just another backyard game. And yes, I won.
Nice.
Thankfully,
There you go.
I'm the worst here, but the best at any casual barbecue, which says a lot about
Well, that's all we can hope for, really.
Yeah.
To get you there. So
Yeah. surround myself with better players.
Yep.
That's the move.
What a casual barbecue. They're like, what do we throw in the hole? Like a tennis ball? So I would hope that you would win.
Yeah.
You know the rules.
Yeah, true. That's actually more than a lot of people know. You know what's kind of underrated is washers, though. I do have fun playing washers.
The one where you like
No,
Drop it on the hook.
I don't. I
What's
don't.
that, ring
That
deal?
game
Yeah.
gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
talking
that
about the
one.
one with the little. It's like metal rings, and it's like same concept. An elevated board with a hole, usually turf around it, and you throw the washers up and try to get. It feels like a carnival game almost.
In a hole, so it's like
Yeah.
mini cornhole, but
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's different points. Like if you get closest to the pipe or whatever you have, or hole, or if there's one like hanging over, or if you get it like in. So it's got similar scoring.
Same concept, almost. As
like
cornhole.
21.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sure washers are a lot cheaper than bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much did? Why don't you go ahead and share how much we spent on cornhole bags?
Well, spent 135 on 4 the other day because Stu and Matt came in and said they got just smoked by some
Yep.
old dudes, like throwing some Ultra Vipers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultra
And-
Vipers.
Yeah, so I bought them like that same day, and we used them. But they got to get broken in. Well, we spent like
Total?
$60, like probably $500 between all of us.
Yeah, I would say so.
We
It's pretty
should, We
serious.
should get sponsored by one of these.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we haven't got
Someone-
like custom yee bags.
Someone sent us those boards like a year and a half ago, and they were just sitting there. And then Hayden, like, just found them in the back closet and was like, "Have we ever used these?" And then that's basically where it all
That's
started.
where-
I feel like just because one person sent us those.
yeah. I mean, we're open to it. We're open to sponsorships. So
Maybe Tubes
Absolutely.
Incorporated.
Maybe.
Maybe Tubes. Maybe
Maybe
Tubes can get
Tubes
on the
Incorporated.
cornhole bandwagon.
hey, maybe.
Tubes. Tubes Inc.
Untapped market. So crazy weekend of sports. Did anybody watch the Charlotte road race NASCAR? Was it just me and Brian watched it? I'm sure. Yeah, Brian's raising his hand.
Brandon got top 5 again.
Yeah, he got 5th. So did they eliminate 8 through 12, Brian, yet? Not yet. Oh, okay. So I know that eventually they'll cut down. They start the playoffs at 12 and then 8 and then 4, I believe. And so I think they may have cut them. But I'm not sure. Anyway, Brandon Jones is top 8. And then this weekend they're going to Texas Motor Speedway to continue the playoff run. So y'all tune into NBC and cheer on number 19. Or if you're in the Fort Worth area, Dallas-Fort Worth area, Arlington, then go watch him. Even better. Ben, who is our social media coordinator, went and had a blast. Brandon got 5th the last time they were there. College football, my goodness.
What a
Yeah.
weekend. What a weekend.
Kentucky's
weekend
blowing
for
out
some
LSU.
For other people, it was not a weekend
People
Why was it
lost
not a
lot
weekend
of
for
money.
you?
because I'm a Longhorn fan.
Ooh, sore subject.
Yeah, it's a pretty sore subject. Still hurts.
I never knew that about you. I like you a little bit less now.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got to give him the horns down every time you see him.
then I'm barely hanging on. I'm barely hanging on now.
Yeah, they blew a 21-point lead. They were up 28-7, like in the first quarter, I believe, or the
Yeah.
beginning of the
Yeah.
second quarter. And it's just like you just never know with that game.
No.
Like it doesn't matter what the score is. I feel like OU is just always going to come back and
Well,
win. Honestly,
it's rivalry too. So I mean, like anything can happen, you know. And I never feel easy. The only time I ever really felt easy being a Longhorn fan was like early 2000s.
I had an awful childhood. I was a diehard A&M fan, and were our worst years.
Yeah.
and that was
That
UT's
was-
prime.
Yeah, that was UT's prime. But you know, the future is hopeful. So there's some
Is it, though?
prospects. It is. Yeah, I know I'm in the wrong crowd right now, but
Oh, man.
you know,
Texas is
Thanks.
back.
it's gonna be coming back.
I bet they hate that. Wasn't that Notre Dame game that they first started saying that announcer said Texas is back? I bet they just despise that announcer.
I
for
feel
saying that.
I feel like Texas is right. I feel like Texas is looking better this year than they have in the past
Yeah. I definitely
7,
agree with
8
that.
years. Though,
Yeah.
to be honest, with
Yeah.
Herman and Strong, and looks like
Yeah.
Sark's doing something good. I also do think that OU's way overrated,
Yeah, you were saying that
Yeah.
earlier.
I do
especially
too.
now. They're ahead of Bama in the polls.
Yeah,
Which is
and they benched their quarterback. They don't even know who their quarterback is.
yeah.
Yeah, he looked awful, by the way.
Who did?
OU's quarterback.
He looked rattled.
Is OU and
Yeah.
Texas going to the SEC next year, like I'm hearing, or is it
I
going to
think-
be a while?
I think the contract ends in 23 or 24, and that's
I
when
think it's
the
a couple
merger.
years from now.
That's when they'll move
I
over.
think
I heard next year.
yeah. Did you?
They're going to be in next year.
Is it? Okay. Well, that's
Somebody's going to correct us
Yeah.
in the comments.
Comment below if you know when OU and Texas are going to the
Yeah.
SEC. I just want to watch A&M and Texas play again.
Yes, absolutely. I'm ready for that to come back.
Yeah.
I really am.
I feel like you are the only ones. Are people excited for that game again?
I feel like Texas
Anytime-
people don't really care, but I feel like
Anytime
A&M.
I
I
bring
feel
it
like
up, I
A&M
feel like
doesn't
it's
either.
reciprocated though.
I feel
So-
like there's just such like the little brother, big brother, like you want to play with us, we don't want to play with you. Like we're in the SEC, y'all are in the Big 12, like y'all are just following us. And then vice versa with a Texas fans saying A&M says, I don't know. I
think
feel
it all
like
kinda
it's
got
very
jaded
childish.
Whenever A&M went to SEC, and then it kind of like got mixed. Like
I want to see it
Yeah.
personally
Yeah.
from like an outsider.
As a
I feel
sports
like
fan,
I feel
it'd be
like
good.
the older
Yeah.
A&M and Texas fans, they want it. They want it back. I mean,
Yeah.
I want it back. I love seeing it. I mean, it was part of my childhood watching that.
It just makes Thanksgiving so much more fun
Yes,
than like Tech
absolutely.
and Texas or
Yeah.
A&M LSU.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess that's a good one. Both teams are good, A&M LSU. But
Yeah, but it's
Well,
not like
this
A&M
year.
Texas.
LSU's not very good.
it's like a
I mean, Kentucky
teenage
beat 'em.
immature relationship where like both people are just
Easy.
too stubborn to admit that they're wrong, and then it's just like that's kind of what makes it fun though. It's like this little immature relationship of A&M and Texas
Yeah.
in-state rivalry.
Did people think that Kentucky was going to be this good before this? Like, did they have hype?
They've been.
Were they
there's been a
ranked top
build-up.
25?
No, they weren't. They had a good recruiting class coming in. Mark Stoops is definitely. It's taken about 10 years to rebuild the culture there, and he's finally starting to see an improvement over his recruiting class. He's got a lot of Ohio. He's from. Ohio players are a big deal.
For the
Coming into
listeners,
Kentucky.
Matt's from Louisville, Kentucky, so he's a
Louisville,
Kentucky
yeah.
fan.
That's why we're talking about Kentucky.
Louisville.
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 Yeah. Louisville, not
Louisville.
Louisville.
And he went there for a short bit.
A little bit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's always fun when a team like that has been down and you get someone to cheer for. It's like there's always going to be the LSUs and like the Bamas, but I feel like everyone's like on the Kentucky train to be like, let's go, let's see what they can do.
For football season, basketball season, it's a different story. I feel like we're the Alabama of basketball.
That doesn't even feel like the same school to me. It's so strange.
basketball.
Like I completely forgot about how dominant Kentucky basketball is. Just and it's the
Did they
exact
win
opposite.
last year? Either them or Kansas.
No, we
Or-
didn't. Kentucky didn't win. They got knocked out pretty early.
It's always Duke, North Carolina,
Duke,
Kentucky, or
yeah.
Kansas.
North
Yeah.
Carolina, Kansas.
Yeah.
and Yes.
Yeah, A&M has not been good at basketball, but Kentucky has been dominant. And Kentucky is doing well in football. We love to see it.
Yeah.
Go Big Blue.
A&M randomly beat Alabama. We had no idea that was going to happen. We went from probably the worst game I've ever seen in A&M football since the early 2000s with a quarterback that we all said was probably the worst quarterback in Power 5 conferences in the nation, and then just plays lights out. We didn't even recognize the team. Were you watching by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a fun game to watch.
It was the team that we thought
If you're
we
an
had.
Aggie fan.
It was the team that we thought we had at the beginning of the year. And A&M consistently has had such good fans that are so passionate and support them to the end. And Kyle Field is known for being a loud environment, but we just always end up blowing it there. And so it was really cool to see that place. I had friends that were there, and they said it was the loudest that they'd ever seen it.
Mm.
Like they said it sounded like jets, like right above you, like on some of those third downs. And I was just watching.
106,000.
I was watching on TV, and I was like, man, I bet that is insane right now. Like when it was like third down in the fourth quarter with like 2 minutes left, and they were, there was like a couple false starts. I was like, man, I bet they're going crazy there right now. Johnny Manziel was there. He said, beers on me at Northgate.
Saw that.
Johnny is just still getting bottle service at Northgate with college kids, I guess. We love Johnny. In other sports news, Tyson Fury beat, what was his name, Wilder? Deontay Wilder. The fact that he's British makes him more scary to me.
I think the fact he's 6'8". right?
6'9".
6'9".
Oh God, yeah, that's
280.
pretty.
280.
That's he's like in Mike Tyson's Punch Out character.
Yeah, that's
For the
right.
people that are old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
He didn't figure out the right combo.
He's like a creative player. And the fact that he's British just makes, I don't know, it's just like almost like there's just something mentally not there, or just like something scary, like psychotic about him just being British. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen a British guy that big.
Sorry to
Not
all
that-
our
not
British
that-
fans.
I've never
Not
seen a
that
British
not
guy
that
that
British
big.
people are like mentally impaired or anything, but I guess it's just the fact if you just look at Tyson Fury, he just looks like he escaped a psych ward or something.
Yeah.
Was the mountain from Game of Thrones, isn't he? Is he English, I think? I'm not
I don't
but
know.
He's a pretty big
Oh
guy.
yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think
He's a
he
big
is.
dude.
Yeah.
Hayden said he could last 20 seconds in the ring with Tyson Fury.
Yeah, so 20 seconds meaning when the bell goes off, and by the time Tyson gets to Hayden, 20 seconds, one punch out.
Yeah, I
That's
think
about-
it's just a matter of how long can you run away from him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be my strategy, is just to run.
If
Right.
the goal
And
is
just-
last as long as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anytime like he got too close, I would just hug him. You know how they hug and try to
You're
love on
facing
each
his
other.
belly button.
Yeah.
Can you wear
You got some lint
Tubes
from
out
here,
when you
buddy.
fight him.
You got some lint. Let me get that
She's
for
gonna
you.
feel that little Stu mustache in his belly.
Give him a little tickle.
Oh man.
I don't
Would
know
I have
what-
to wax? Would I have to like throw that? What do they put like Vaseline
Speaking
on their
of
eyes?
characters,
Yeah, would I have to put like Vaseline
You're like
on
the
there?
first level guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Comes out like the skinny dude with the mustache. Or no, the other guy, like the Indian guy, where he like has that turban.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know
Skinny Joe, and then I don't know, your combination of both of them.
Stu is your level 1 boss that you have to fight at the very beginning of the game when you're still learning.
Man, I don't like where this is going. First I'm Mario, now I'm like Mike Tyson characters. Jeez. Brag on Stu podcast.
you chose to wear that hat. So you're
Yeah.
kind of-
No, I was told to wear it. I just threw it out there.
Moving on to fantasy rankings. This week we have the moments when it is appropriate for a man to cry. And Hayden told me to not make it sad.
But all those on that list are sad.
On the ones I did?
Yeah.
No, none of these are sad. I just consider like not
Well,
like
not
death,
all
I
of them,
guess.
yeah.
Stu, do you have your list ready?
I have to wing
I
it
can
'cause I don't
spitball
have-
it.
I
Yeah,
don't
It's all
I'm
up
ready.
all up here.
I'm ready to go.
When Hayden's not here, we just spitball it. All right, Stu. What
Am
is
I leading it off?
your first moment when it is appropriate for a man to cry?
All right. Mine is going to be when your soon-to-be wife is walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
And I know Matt can attest to this. So, yeah, that's, I mean, I don't care who you are. It's one of the, I think Caleb said it. He's
Yeah.
like, it's one of the greatest
I think
gifts that you're going to get, and it's super emotional.
She would probably cry too if she saw that Tubes Incorporated hat on you.
I'm pretty sure you were the one that handed me a tissue at my wedding.
Was it me?
Yeah. Stu was in one of the groomsmen at my wedding.
Yeah.
So
I saw a video today
It was a
of
beautiful wedding.
the camera shot is just on the groom and and the groomsman behind him, and then it's like the wife or the bride walks out and the groom just starts crying, and then all the groomsmen behind him just get teary-eyed and are just like trying to keep it together. I was
Well,
like, those are some
it's seeing their bro cry.
Yeah.
That gets them. That gets. Let me just say this before we really get deep into men crying. We don't cry. We sweat through our eyeballs. All right.
that's right.
Good point.
So, well, let's just start there.
All right, Matt. What is your first moment when it's appropriate for a man to sweat through his eyeballs?
This is very lighthearted. I would say cutting onions.
Wow.
Good one.
Is that just an urban legend or is that a real thing?
That's a real.
I think
It's
it's
a
a
real
real
thing.
Yeah.
Is it a particular type of onion or is it any onion?
I feel like some onions are really stout. and
Yeah, there
like-
are some really stout onions
and-
that just get you.
Can
no
we
matter
bring
what.
an onion to the next podcast episode
See who can hold it up the longest.
and cut it so you can
Yeah.
experience it?
We
Well,
It's
can.
crazy.
I've heard like I've heard like old wives' tales. So like if you put a toothpick in your mouth and like you won't tear up, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Maybe
Huh.
maybe I'm just
Just
speaking
spitballing
nonsense
out
right
here.
here.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Tyler.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared. I don't have anything. For some reason, I'm thinking of being tortured, like Braveheart scene.
Yeah.
And he's screaming
It's
freedom,
okay to
and
cry.
the tear, and the
Yeah.
tear.
Tears coming down.
Yeah.
Does a tear come down? I can't remember. Does he cry?
No, I think his buddy's out. No.
Do you guys
not
think
even
you
his
would
buddy's
cry
out
if
in
you're
the
being
crowd.
tortured like that, or is there a different kind of emotion that?
No, it's kind of like when you drop something on your toe,
Yeah.
or like you jam your finger. Like if you're doing it like a wrench
Yeah,
too
you're
hard
not
and
crying.
it slips, you're not
You're just
crying.
pissed
You're
and-
like
I think you a little misty-eyed.
Pain.
Maybe nothing falls yet.
it's
but you're
more
a little
pain
misty.
and frustration.
If you're
than
just getting
anything.
cut open your stomach, a little misty-eyed.
Yeah. I'm just getting a little misty eyed. Don't mind me.
I think I just lost with my first answer.
Caleb Carrasco was cutting my hair the other day at the farm, and we just overheard Granger having a conversation with Caleb in the back, and they were talking about how Caleb Kelly had gotten married here the week before. And he was like, man, I just love weddings like that out in the country. Like, people used to get married out in the woods like Braveheart. And he was just like, Caleb and I just started laughing because it's like Granger just assumes like Braveheart is just like history and just like getting married like William Wallace. That's just Granger.
William Wallace is history. It's
Granger-
a real thing.
He is, but it's just funny that Granger just says like Braveheart, like in the movie Braveheart, like it was. I don't know. All right, so your number one, Tyler, was if you're on a table
getting tortured.
getting your genitals
or like
ripped open.
Princess Bride. Remember that scene
Which one?
when he's in the tree and the like,
Oh yeah, he's like
and he's getting like pulled and like shocked.
he starts. He's like, oh, this was level 1.
Yeah. You're too young for that part. Yeah.
All right,
Great
I'm gonna go with allergies.
Ooh, that's another good
Oh,
one.
that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's a good
They'll
one.
get you. Stu, number 2.
Oh, number 2. We're already on number 2. I'm gonna move over into the movie genre, and I'm gonna say 8 Seconds, when Lane Frost dies in that movie.
But that's sad.
That
Can we do sad
That
stuff?
is-
I
I'll
don't
allow it.
care. This
I'll
is on
allow
my
it.
list. It is. it had me going when I first saw that movie. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
really.
Yeah.
Onions
I have
and 8 seconds.
onions
Yeah,
and 8
onions and
seconds.
seconds.
This is gonna be a funny
Maybe I was
list
just
on
chopping
Instagram.
onions while I was watching, and
Dude, you were laughing. You weren't crying. Those were tears of joy. No.
We are
Okay.
good
It
buddies
wasn't
with
Tears of
the,
Joy. It
with
was
the
not Tears of
guys
Joy.
over at the Lane Frost brand, which is pretty cool. Maybe we could do a collab, a 8-second collab with the Lane Frost boys.
yeah, should.
Matt, number 2.
Getting hit in the family jewels.
Mm,
I feel like that's
any particular circumstance?
any.
Just
I
any
feel
time.
like any time. I feel like it's
Yeah.
What
it's
was the
always
worst
a-
time that it's happened to you? Any story off the top of your head?
playing sports like football. I remember
Mm.
like little league football. Just getting completely stepped on
Stepped on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
While you're on the ground.
During
Wow.
game
during
time,
practice. but
practice. Were you
Yeah.
out? Were you out for a minute,
Yeah, you gotta kind of
Getting
collect your
stepped on
thoughts and
sucks.
or did your coach did he yank you up and was like, get back in the fight, boy?
no, I don't remember it like that.
Where did you play football, Stu?
Stu needs a whistle around his neck right now.
I didn't play football. I was a boxer and Mike Tyson.
Oh wow.
Tyler.
Skydiving without goggles on.
Have you been skydiving?
No, I haven't. But I figure I'd cry if I didn't have goggles on.
All right.
All that wind in your face?
For some reason, you jump out of an airplane with no goggles. That is when it is appropriate to cry.
I don't think you have a choice.
We have 3 minutes left, so I got to hurry up.
Oh,
All right.
sorry.
I'm going to go when you're driving a UTV with no windshield. We were doing that at the fall launch video shoot on a ranch, and there was no windshield, and we were all crying. Stu?
I feel like mine are all pretty serious, but as the dad here, proud dad moments. When my girls do something like in sports or they accomplish something. I mean, it hits me in the feels big time, and I definitely start sweating. So
Yeah.
We are giggly today. Matt?
Ooh, third one. What a tough one. I feel like if you were in a sandstorm, you got a bunch of sand in your eyes, that you're gonna tear up. I feel like
a
it's
lot of wind and natural cause
Allergies.
watering of eyes. Okay, sandstorm with no goggles.
No God.
That was a great answer.
Tyler number 3.
Oh man, I don't have one at all.
While you're thinking, my third one is winning a sports game that you're a part of, that you had a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into. I think that's an appropriate man cry moment.
Or losing.
yeah.
Or losing.
Or losing, which was more the case for me, but Hayden told me to not make it sad, so. But we cried over a lot of losses, over a lot more losses in high school.
That's all I got, man.
Laughing until you cry.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's a good one. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Do
Is
the-
that
do
should be
the
your third one.
guitar
though.
giveaway.
That should be your third one. I'm
almost crying laughing in this
I'm
softball.
tossing one up to you right now.
Yeah, I'll take that one then if you'll give it to me.
Yeah.
Can you hand me that guitar?
Either that or losing in cornhole.
Dude.
Laugh until you cry.
All right, this is week 2 of the guitar giveaway. We have this Camo Yee guitar that sold out in just a few minutes during our fall launch. We have a couple here at the farm left over. We had Granger sign it, and we're going to send it out. To enter to win, just comment below that you want to win the guitar, and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we are going to pick somebody at the end of next week's episode to send this guitar out to. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.